Now we've taken one of the red ribbons and multiplied it so that you get a background paper like this. It's very simple, but there's lots of geometric connotations in there, like hearts and all sorts of different things. Anyway, that's the background paper. You can do a variety of different projects with this piece of paper, and I'm going to show you just one, how to use a candle and cover it to make it look very decorative. Now when you print out the design, depending on how your printer is set, it will leave a white border around. Now we're going to roll it around the candle, so you only need to cut the bottom and one of the sides off. Just trim down the pattern. You can use the pattern as a guide where to cut, and just trim the edges off. Now you can see that I've trimmed the bottom and the side here. Now I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to wrap this around the candle to get the size. So I'm just putting that there like that. I'm putting that up to the edge, just a little out. Put your paper around it, try and keep it straight, and then just roll it around until it just tucks over underneath there. And then you can take a pen or a pencil, let me just line that up again, and just score or just draw along there to help you know exactly where you can trim. So there's the line of how long I want it to be, but you also want the depth as well. So I'm just going to mark it either side of the candle where I want it to finish, like that. And then you can take a ruler and just draw this. This means that whatever size candle you've got, or whatever you want to cover, you've got one sheet of paper that does everything. And all you've got to do is cut that strip out. In fact, you've got enough here for 2 candles. Now I've cut down the centre. Now I'm just going to cut this section out here and just cut that out. That's what I'm going to use on the candle. And you've got leftover pieces that you can use for other projects or other candles. Now what we're going to do is just put this around here. Just double check, make sure you've got the candle going in the right direction, the design, and just roll that round. Now what you could do here, that's basically what it's going to look like, but you could actually, so long as you make, if I show you on this piece, and I'm not going to mess that up. So imagine this is for another candle, which I'm going to cut. Now, you could, as long as you've got the same width here at the top, you can kind of fold that in half, and you could make another design, maybe a wavy design. So as long as these two ends match, doesn't matter where you cut, there, you can just give it a wobbly line, so it gives a little bit more definition to the top. So you end up with like that, and then you could wrap it around like so. So instead of it being flush to the top, you get more of a wavy line. You've got different effects, and you can make that as thick or as thin as you want to. You could just have a border around the bottom.
Do you remember Wavy Line?
What?
It was a supermarket chain. Do you remember it?
No, I'm not that old. And there's the bit I cut off the bottom. So if you wanted, you could just put a band around there like that at any level. So you could have it at the top, or you could have it at the bottom, or you can have it in the middle, wherever you want to put it. So you've got various options. Once you've got the design on the pattern printed, you can make lots of different things.
It's like that, what was that programme that Michael Barrymore did?
Don't know. Strike it lucky.
Yeah, top, middle or bottom. Yeah.
And you struck it lucky a few times.
Ooh.
Now I've got my piece of paper here ready cut out to fit my candle here exactly. We're going to stick it. Now to stick it, I've got some just ordinary PVA glue that you can get from any supermarket or anywhere really.
You name that.
What?
Sticky situation.
And got a little bit of, yes it is glue here. And what I find best is to actually apply the glue to the outside of the candle, not the paper, because I tend to get more sticky if you try to do the back. Have you ever tried doing wallpaper? See, I'm dripping already. So what I do is hold the wick something that Barry gets on mine quite often.
Oi.
And just put a thin coating around the candle. Always have a glass of water or jam jar or something with some water in, so that you can put your brush directly into it, stop it clogging up. Now
So
I've got
you brushed it on quite thinly.
Yeah, very thinly. You don't want it too much. And then just lay this down. I usually put it in the middle like that so I can line it up. And then just wrap the paper around like that. And then pull it taut and slowly roll it over the other side section of the paper. So it should automatically go into the right place. You've got a little bit of wiggle time, so you can put that straight. Just pull that up. If you get it too wet, then it's going to fall apart. And then if there's any little areas that are just where you've not quite lined it up, all you've got to do is just trim at the bottom there, that little bit there, and now it's next on perfect. Now if you want to, a little bit at the end here, you can just take a little bit on your finger and just rub it down the edge like that, so you can stick that and seal it properly. But nobody's going to see that, so that's basically how to just stick that onto there like so. Now one thing you can do for safety's sake as well is what I've done here. I've lit the candle and let it burn down, and as it's burnt down I've emptied some of the wax out so it creates a kind of a well. And then what you can do while it's still quite soft melted wax, you can then push in one of the night lights there, and then you can save your candle on every time. You can just change the night light, so you've still got the effect of the candle and you've got the night light inside. Now you can also do something like that. You've got the battery operated ones too. You could use one of those, and you've got various different styles of night lights. So if you don't like the idea of burning the candle right down, then an alternative is to use a night light.